go live button here as well. Okay, now we are official. We are live. Welcome to MarsCast 14. This is insane. Next week is 15, which is pretty dang cool. We've been doing it this long, huh, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, we start off the same way. We can't believe we make
Yeah,
another week.
I
Here
know.
we are, another week
Right?
in.
Can't believe they let us do this still, right? Yeah. We're not banned yet.
We're
So-
not banned yet, no. I don't think we're going to quite get to that point.
No, probably not. So, one thing I wanted to start off with, I know we like to talk about something for the new person and things like that. We, like me, you, and a group of people basically started a settlement together, and it was basically like a collective, a guild, a clan, whatever you want to call it. We literally started the settlement with like nothing. Like, we didn't use all the stuff that you had. We didn't use anything that I had. It was like it started from the ground up.
Build it from nothing. Absolutely.
Right. So a bunch of us chipped in, and we didn't have a ton of funds, but we had some okay funds. And we got started. Now the settlement has grown. Like, and as much as you think like, oh, I'm checking on the settlement every day, I can assure you I don't. I've watched it grow. And then I hogged a few buildings one time, and then I was like, oh, I shouldn't hog these buildings because other people probably need them more or whatever. So I went back to the settlement today to take a look at it, to use a building specifically for leveling my life science because I need to get 70 for seed sowing. And I went to the settlement because I needed a training hall that was a high enough level to get to 70.
Yep.
Which is like level 5 or 6 or whatever. I don't know off the top of my head really, but anyway, I was surprised because for one, the guild had 2 training halls or 3, and then I looked at the list of buildings. We have like 140 buildings.
Yes.
Like, how? When did that happen? I'm like, and I'm looking through. I'm like, man, we got pirate radios. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, like your typical building. Like, having like a specialty building like that is pretty cool. And then just seeing all the different buildings, like, it actually impressed me. Because it was like, wow, I hadn't looked at the guild stuff in so long. It's just massive. And then I'm also impressed by the way the developers have set this up. I'm going to share a screen. It might be kind of weird here. Let's see. Okay, pop that up there. Let me change the focus. Okay. So I'm on the settlement tab. For me, since I'm already in the guild, I just go to my settlement on the top right. And yeah, we have 131 buildings. And what I like specifically about what the devs have done is this list on the side where I can just go ahead and grab my training hall or find the training hall a lot easier.
Oh, do you know what? I've not turned the rent on that other hall. God, you're showing me my frailties now.
No, you're good. Well, I mean, the one that I needed was available. Is this? Can you see this on stream? Are we good?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Actually, probably not.
No, you need to.
Okay, so there we go. So now you can see the training hall.
You can't see it.
Yeah, it goes weird when you share something. It like goes black on my end or whatever. But so yeah, I've been using this training hall. I was really excited that that they had put this in where you can see any building on the settlement.
No, you can't see it. You can't see it on the stream.
You still can't see it. Why does it do that? Okay, now you can see it. Oh, I know what it is. When I click off my one monitor to the other. Okay, anyway. So anyway, you have these filters to find stuff really easy on any settlement. I think that's awesome versus having to click around, because I think that's how it was before, right? You had to click around, find the stuff.
Yeah.
But now
it was part of the settlement enhancement stuff that they did.
Right. And it just kind of snuck in there because I hadn't checked in a while. And I'm glad it's there because to click around all those plots to find the training hall would have been a nightmare. Yeah. And they made it much easier. I'm impressed with how the guild has grown. This was kind of like, I know the plan or whatever, but
yeah, we did an analysis of how much dusk everything is now worth in the guild, and we started off with about 20,000k dusk, and it's now worth almost $1 million.
Wow, that's great.
So it's a lot of hard effort, a lot of reinvesting what we've come up with. But yeah, it's good news.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And like the thought process that's gone into it. I know we started off with like, one certain loop and then went into another, and then we have some side hustles and whatnot. But it's just great to see the growth and also to see the changes that they've made to help support us and stuff like that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take this off screen, and yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
back to
So certainly with both cooking and aerospace coming, there is decisions to be made. I think for most settlements is how much you're going to go down each path,
right.
because obviously there's a lot of buildings involved in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's all getting towards decision time at the moment as to which way you're going to go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I was just really impressed with that. I don't know if that impressed anyone else, but I was definitely impressed by our growth for one and their development for two. But
Yeah, so certainly the
yeah,
settlement stuff was very, very useful. Really
definitely.
did appreciate a lot of that, and there's more to be done. Don't get
Oh,
me
for
wrong,
sure.
but
Yeah.
bite-sized chunks, and let's just go through slowly. And yeah, I'm very
Mm-hmm.
impressed with it. Yeah.
Speaking of bite-sized chunks, how about that glitter, huh?
Yeah, are you enjoying your glitter? I'm swimming in mine.
I bet you
No,
are.
no, I've got 300,
Okay.
and the price which it was going for on the actual in-game market was quite a lot.
A lot.
I'm
It's.
surprised it went for that amount.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's the glitter shop. Obviously, we're waiting for aerospace to come in, and I'm sure we'll start to see more and more within the glitter shop.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, certainly for me, I'm looking forward to how we develop it. And obviously, it's only founders who've got it at the moment. But yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to see it obviously wider and more people using it. But the glitter wrap is quite expensive because you have to pay in glitter to wrap the glitter. So
To is that to do you wrap it to put it in game or out of game?
yeah, let me show you. Let me see
Okay.
if I can actually show you on this screen.
And then you've got
So
300. Have you spent some yet?
no,
We all
God
want to
knows.
know.
No. Oh, you're not going to see this either.
No, I can see it. As long as I'm not clicking off the monitor, I'm good.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've got this wrap glitter here,
Yeah.
and there is you wrap 20 glitter, and there's a 5% fee, so it will cost you 21 to wrap it. So here you go, and then the same for 200, and the same for
Okay.
2000. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite expensive,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I'm glad it's in the game. It's a promise which they made a long, long time ago, and they've stuck to it. We now have glitter. We now have another token. Yes, we're going to wait until next year for the market and for it to officially open all out. But everybody, well, you'll get Martisans with glitter before Christmas. I think it was first week of December.
Yeah.
It was 3 to 4 weeks that it's coming out. And there's um, Eric's done a really nice video and white paper talking around glitter, some of the logic and reasons why, the launch date, and some sort of snippets as to what is going to be used for in the future. So yeah, really looking forward to it actually.
That's
So
awesome. I can't wait till I get mine. I'm gonna get mine through my Martisans first, probably,
yeah,
and then eventually, when I get a founder's token, I'll get it from that too. So.
yeah, and Founders Token still has the benefit of reduced um, glitter withdrawal fees. So this
Right.
one's been a constant for all of this year. Um, if you have 5 Founders Tokens, you pay 0% glitter withdrawal for the next year.
Mhm.
So that for 12 months from this release date. Um, but if you've only got one, you get 1% off. So the standard rate will be 5% withdrawal. So it's really, really beneficial to have a founder's token. Obviously, you could argue that you're probably not going to withdraw any glitter in the first year. I like to have the flexibility, and I want to support the project. There's
Mhm.
loads of good reasons for having a founder's token.
Right.
So,
Plus, I think they're probably gonna put some different things in where you want to use your glitter on, right? I'd
so
imagine.
yeah, so
There's already a
the
few
thing,
things already in game, but I could see
yeah,
there
so we've
being
got the
more in the
glitter
future.
shop.
Yeah.
So we've got this.
Mhm.
Um, Personally, I think they're probably quite expensive. So you'll see that an awful lot of these haven't gone.
Yeah.
I think Kyle went DGen crazy.
I'm gonna make it bigger.
Um,
Hang on. Go ahead. Keep talking. Sorry.
yeah, so Kyle went DGen crazy on the composters, and I think they gave it away on
Yeah.
Tuesday's stream earlier today. So um,
Oh, he got
Yeah,
one. He used a bunch of glitter
yeah,
for it. Really?
yeah. He got
Ah,
a load of
cool.
glitter and then pretty much spent it later. So yeah, he's
Yeah,
turned
yeah.
degen on all of us. So
Nice. I like
yeah,
DGen grilled cheese, man. That is awesome.
I know it was Carl who got it. It
Oh,
was
Kyle.
Cheese
Okay.
gave it away. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So
That's cool. Yeah.
hey, yeah,
I don't think the
love.
compactor shard pack's not too bad. I mean, it's 25
Yeah,
for a
I mean there
silver
is some
pack.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the interesting one is this one for me. There are Martisans Wave 4,
Okay.
and certainly that makes an awful lot of sense considering we're going to have Martisans obviously in 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives people who are joining the game now the opportunity to try and buy some Martisans. Yes, they've got to get glitter. I agree with that.
Right.
But hopefully we will see something else,
Mm-hmm.
some more Martisans released for Soul or Wax or Dusk, so that we can get more people with more Martisans because they
Makes
are great.
sense. Oh
Love
yeah.
a Martisan.
100%.
So,
I love my Martisans.
yeah, I couldn't be without them.
Yeah.
My
Well,
new
cool.
family.
I'm glad it's finally here.
Yeah, I'm pleased. It embarks us on a new phase. It embarks us on a yeah. It sets the precedent for AeroSpace coming, which is the one thing which I'm really after.
Right.
Because I think that's just going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good to make these. I mean, this is a big stride because don't forget we had all the legals around it. That
Right.
there's an awful lot of back end stuff which they had to sort, which
Mm-hmm.
shows actually they're pursuing this with some vigor.
I like that. And it's nice that that happened because at least that it's done with caution as far as the legal part goes, or
Yep.
with profession. So because I know I don't know, some of these tokens it's wild, but
Yeah, I was
but
having
yeah.
a chat to Eric about this. I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about obviously we've had FTX and the bailout and
Who?
fallout of all FTX.
Who?
You know that historical. I mean, it's like talking about Rabbit Mobile, which we had in the UK, and all
Uh-huh.
these or was it MySpace or something? It's just something
Yeah.
which used to be here.
Hey, to be fair, MySpace left a fond impression as it left.
FTX.
Okay? Yeah, exactly. We're talking two different things here.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So,
true.
yeah.
So, what was I saying now? You throw me. Oh
I
yeah.
know.
So we had all that, and I was asking Eric, so well, where do we stand? Because when you look at this, Million on Mars as a game, we want it to be around for a long time. We want to build our empires. We want to make sure we've got some form of stability.
Yep.
What we don't want is a third party pulling the rug from underneath us because all the funds are stored in an FTX or that sort of equivalent.
Right.
Now, obviously, they have taken all of the steps. It is in cold storage. They've got the keys. All
Good.
of this stuff that we want to have in place, so that we are in control, or the company is in control of our own destiny, rather than being held at gunpoint to somebody else's agenda.
I like that.
Yeah, it was really good news for me. And similarly, things like whenever the company gets paid any funds and stuff, it's held within a bank. Yes, it's not crypto. Yes, it's straight out to fiat and all that thing. But it gives us a bit more stability whilst this space finds its feet a bit stronger.
No, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really pleased with that element of stability so that we can actually get on and just play the game.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. Like for me, I think the biggest lesson there is just have your own keys, get a ledger, get a Trezor, have cold storage, man. Like just if you use an exchange, get on, get off, and hold it yourself. That's the whole point. It's one of the main points of crypto. I mean, not your keys, not your crypto, man. And that's a thing, But
all of my stuff is on Ledger.
Good. Yeah.
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 Because I'm not having some dodgy token show up in my wallet, which I accidentally click on and then be penniless.
Yeah.
The Ledger just gives me an extra element of security.
100%. All right.
But yeah, so we've got Glitter Shop, and that's all for the moment for Glitter, but I'm sure we will see over the next couple of weeks. I think we'll probably see a wider Martisan sale, and I'm sure we'll see more utility for Glitter.
Oh, yeah. I think moving buildings around, too, is part of that, isn't it now?
That's true. That is true. Moving buildings. but it's really expensive. So be careful. It's
Is it?
really expensive. Yeah.
Okay, like how expensive? Hey, tell you what, why don't you demonstrate for us? Can you go ahead and move a building? Can I get a +1 in chat for that?
No, you can
Come
get
on,
out
everybody,
of town.
tell
I'm
'em.
saving my
We
glitter.
want demonstrations,
You
okay?
are an evil,
We don't
evil man.
talk the talk here. We walk it. We want to show people how it's done. Let's go ahead and move a building, and like put it on the furthest away place possible. So it's going to be super
Uh,
expensive. So
you're horrible.
I know, I
Wow.
know. So,
Uh,
but yeah, hi to everyone who's watching. We got Paul. I think Baxter's here. We got 33 in the chat. Apsy. They're saying demo. I'm seeing +1 demo. They're
I'm not.
laughing.
I hope you mean doesn't mean demolish. Anyway.
yeah, demolish it. First transport it, then blow it up. That's what we want to see.
So
Okay,
it's 20 glitter. So this is
right.
a
For that particular
24
plot,
hours. So this is a far one.
that's a far move. Yeah, because
'Cause
sometimes
I have,
it's less than that depending on how far you're
yeah,
going.
yeah. So if I choose my same DTM, then
Mhm.
just chose a plot on there, it's 2 hours.
Okay,
If I'm going all the way across the other side of the world, kind of thing,
right.
it will give me a longer time frame. But yeah, 20 glitter. Now
Okay.
that's quite a bit.
Is it how much is a glitter right now? Do you know?
It's a hard one to work out. I mean, I can go to
Was
the
in the
market.
marketplace? Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Hold
tent.
on a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me filter this down a bit.
Okay, I have to ask you while we're here.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying, I think it was in a Discord chat on the Mars Discord. Someone was saying, does the inventory button look like a husky icon?
The inventory button.
Does it look like a
I
husky?
think it looks like a hat. It's like some
yeah,
Asian hat, which you're gonna. I don't know.
maybe, I don't know. But now that they've said husky, I see a husky, and I can't unsee husky face. So
I think it's a husky.
it kind of does look like a husky icon.
Which one?
The dog, the inventory,
The inventory.
second from the
saw
bottom.
that as I thought that was a baby monitor.
A baby
Shows our
monitor?
difference-
All right,
different
all right.
stage. But yeah, I can see the husky now.
Right?
Anyway, you sidetracked me yet
I have.
again.
Sorry.
So, but you see, it's kind of 500 dusk
A piece.
for 20.
Okay.
Well, that's for 20.
Oh, for
So,
20.
Yeah.
Oh, you buy 20 chunks. So like 400 dusk to move a building plus whatever else
Yeah.
that it costs. So maybe a little
So it's
expensive to
kind-
move right now.
So it's kind of 25 dusk, 20 dusk-ish, a glitter.
Yep.
It's not cheap.
Right.
Not cheap at all.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see that come down quite a lot. I mean, don't forget this is initial purchases, but there
That's
also
true.
isn't that much. There's not that much glitter out there.
That's true too. And it's just launched. So it's like
It's
still
the
finding its
first week.
place. Yeah. Plus the input could
Yeah.
change down the road. We don't know for sure.
So you're going to have sources at the moment. You're going to have Martisans. You're going to have Founders
Yeah.
tokens up until Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have AeroSpace hopefully dropping, please, sometime soon,
Right.
which will give us some more.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that we might see, and this is me just hypothesizing a little bit, some leaderboards and some sort of events which you'll then get some more.
Okay.
So yeah, certainly I think we'll see some new sources come in over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Sweet. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting for my Martisans to come online with that, and I'll be set.
Yeah.
So let's
I'll kill
see.
the stream for you.
Fish. There's a fish in the leaked channel in Discord on the Mars Discord, and I think that's real interesting. Is that him telling us fishing is coming soon, or
So
fish
I
on Mars is
missed this
coming,
whole
or
conversation.
cooking?
So it's cooking. I think there's a fishing element to it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure they were saying that worms were going to be involved in this.
Makes sense.
So you're growing your worms, and you could pull those out to go fishing with. I'm sure somebody was joking about tilapia on Mars or some crazy stuff like that.
We did talk about tilapia, I think, a couple weeks ago.
But yeah, and I think you'll start to see as Mitch reveals all of cooking that we'll have animals, we'll have fish, we'll have a whole plethora of stuff. It was really interesting talking to Mitch about cooking because this is about his fifth, I think, cooking regime or cooking system he's come up
Yeah.
with. So he's done it in um, lots of other. There's a question, I can't read it. Lots of other sort of skills that he's done in the past for different games. So he's kind of taken his experience from those, obviously put her own spin on it. So it's. I'm looking forward to actually a really well orchestrated, well developed cooking piece, and I think you're going to see a lot in
Nice. I hope so. I hope so.
there.
Like I like that. If we are, someone said it's going to be farmed raised fish. So I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, if we have
yeah,
fish, if there's other creatures too, I'm pretty
yeah. There
pumped
will
about
be.
that. Someone's asking, what skill requires for aerospace?
So aerospace skill is its own skill in its own right.
Hmm.
So it is going to be Martisan only for the first 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't get a good answer on is it going to be fixed for the Martisan skill? So you get a Martisan which is a novice aerospace, so he's got level 10 aerospace.
Hmm.
Can A, you level it, or B, can you level your journeyman life science Martisan into aerospace to then start picking up the aerospace stuff? That hasn't been clarified for me yet, so I'm just trying to get some answers on that.
Yeah,
Because I think it would be nice that if they could open it out to all Martians and you can just level it like you would normally. It does beg the question that if you can do that, probably worth stacking up on some research papers because the demand for them is going to go crazy.
for
Um,
sure.
because everyone's going to want a Martisan which can do aerospace.
Well, hang on. Can you even train get library books for aerospace right now?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay,
It will be
okay.
coming out with. Um, well, this is it. I mean, if they don't
Yeah.
release the books and the training of the skill, it will only be reserved to Martisans which have the aerospace skill,
Hmm.
which will be horrible because it will be a subset of a subset. So, A, you've got to be a player who's bought a Martisan, and
Martisan.
B, that Martisan's got to have aerospace. So,
True.
I wouldn't be a big fan of that. But if you
Right.
could train a Martisan, that's fine.
Hmm.
But then after that, after the 1 month, you'll open it out to others.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of development which needs to go into place before you will be able to do aerospace. And I'm seeing that there's kind of two types of aerospace. You've got the Mars-bound aerospace, and you've got the
Okay.
off-world aerospace. And so things like I was having a conversation with Eric and Mitch around this. I'm fairly sure you're going to have to build some of these outposts, some of these cities, which you're going to need for aerospace as a community event. So you're going to get to build Waterloo City, for example,
Hmm.
which is referenced throughout the
You
books.
think we're gonna take part in that?
I think
That'd be
that was
cool.
the kind of incentive which I was given. Is that,
Yeah.
and you'll get rewards for your contributions to the building of the city.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean that sounded awesome. A
That sounds pretty
community-driven
cool.
event. That would be really good.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Huh.
So yeah, I mean, and there is some other bits on aerospace at the moment. Let me just share my screen again
That's right.
and show you some of these.
Let's see here.
So in the game,
Hmm.
there's this symbol
Whoops.
here, which
Yeah.
is the
You're good.
aerospace symbol. You got it?
Yep. You're looking at the marketplace.
Yeah. So
Oh,
if
I
you
see
click
it.
the
Yep.
symbol here, you end up with this overview of what aerospace is. So yeah, the 7 new buildings, I think, and there are these buildings here. So you've got the ground control station,
Okay.
Velociraptor engine factory. That's kind of nasty.
It must be fast.
Rocket fuel factory.
Okay.
Now this is what I'm all after. I'm a big chemistry buff.
Yeah.
So, and then the
No,
launch pad.
I've heard that the rocket fuel that's going to be entertainment skill.
What?
I'm just messing with you.
I'm gonna say get out of town. But there's some interesting bits here. So, for example, at the top here it says
Yeah.
craft your own methane and oxygen burning hopper. So we've known about it for a bit. But
Yep.
rocket fuel is going to be methane and oxygen, and I'm sure Cheese mentioned some of this today.
Hang on.
Um,
Did you're kind of saying like stock up on that stuff
well, yeah, and Cheese mentioned gases are going to be important, but
or keep
the
it?
information just keep it. So oxygen is going to be super important because all your habitats need oxygen anyway. So if you are using them, um,
That's
but
fair.
so and then there's more buildings to come. So there's 7 referenced here.
Yep.
This is the thing which I want: group missions.
Group
I'm a,
missions.
I'm a big cooperative player. I like
Okay.
participating with other people
That is cool.
and having.
Yeah.
I mean, either having somebody who's really strong and able to help others. I've got no idea how it's going to work.
Yeah. How are we gonna group
Um,
up? Like, is it everybody, or is it people in the settlement, or like, are we gonna have like a friends list or people from the referral list? Yeah. Who can we group
I
with?
mean, it could be any of the above.
That'd be
I'd
cool.
like it. I'd like it to be that you
Uh huh.
can invite um, your mates to do it. That would be my ideal.
Mates would be
Um,
cool.
and you could also reference the Discord community and ask people to join you from there, and
Mm-hmm.
it will help make it much more social.
Right.
And yeah, I'm all up for that.
I
And
would.
then the other
Yeah.
piece,
Go ahead.
sorry, the other piece with this resource layers on Mars.
Resource
So
layer.
this is talking where they're going to take the mapping of Mars, which we've already got, and certain areas will be how, for example, scavenging. You could scavenge out an area, or you could have water as a real high density, maybe the north and south,
Yep.
or a mineral high density part of the Mars, and it will depend which land you have, and that will affect the buildings which are on it
That'd
and
be cool.
your interactions on it. I mean, I think that's just amazing. So this is part of the reason why
Mhm.
I'm really excited about it. And then
That's gonna be
they've got some
awesome.
nice artwork. Some
That
really
is
nice
neat.
artwork.
That is neat.
I, mean, I quite like that.
That's me right there.
And then, and I've not even talked
Flying
about
in.
asteroid mining. So we talked about skills.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll have aerospace, which will be part of um, how you fly around and interact and travel. And then you'll have things like mining, which will allow you to do the asteroid mining, which is what they've talked about for a while. Um, but I'm sure these others will come into it as well because they've talked about asteroid DTMs,
Mm-hmm.
where you could own your own asteroid. I mean,
Hey,
how cool would that
that
be?
does sound pretty cool.
And they've got space stations and you've got water.
Yeah.
So if you go into this learn more button,
Right.
um, Eric's done a really nice post around a lot more of this in a lot more detail. So I would, if you're
Yeah.
interested in aerospace, I really would go and have a look at it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're even thinking about doing some aerospace stuff, check it out. It's worth it. I'm sorry, like this, it might be a little hazy on the screen, but at least you know where the stuff's at. You can find it pretty easy for yourself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's referenced like an off-world space station for you, certainly down the bottom here.
Okay.
Yeah, the Gateway Station they called it, for really high-end purchases, and Waterloo City for regular shop, and yeah, so
Special
lots of really
stuff.
nice, yeah, lots of really nice different ways, and position's going to be important, travel's going to be important.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he
looking
breaks
forward to it.
down like every building.
Yeah, there's loads of
Oh
detail in
man.
here.
All right. All right. All right.
Launchpad, cryogenic fuel tanks, ground control and avionics, hangar, rocket fuel factory,
Yeah.
engine factory. That's the Velociraptor one,
Mhm.
and the Vulcan Metalworks. So yeah, all the buildings are here. So
Nice.
with a little bit of reading, you can see an
Yeah.
awful lot of
Well, that's
what's going on.
awesome. Glad that's updated.
Yeah, yeah. So that you got that one, and then you've got cooking. And we've had seed sowing this week,
Mm-hmm.
so that was out, but they've buffed it,
Yep.
which is really nice.
Which is cool. Yeah, and hopefully it'll be I think it's getting nice. You know, I'm currently 3 levels away from being able to sow seeds myself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I paused at 50. I should have been leveling the whole time, but I'm nearly there now. And then once I hit 70, I'm going to push higher so I'm not having to chase my tail again cuz I have all the XP. It's just
Yeah.
I was lazy pretty
But
much.
now is a really good time to level
Yeah.
because books are cheap.
Right.
Books are cheap because research papers are cheap. Um, the one which has had its troubles has been mining because of the water clay, but water rich clay.
Uh-huh.
But that's now fixed because that's now in mining. So
Oh,
um,
you
what
you can
Mitch
mine up some
did,
clay?
you can mine up some clay.
All
So
right.
what Mitch wanted to do was make when you go from regolith 1, regolith 2, regolith 3, or ice 1, 2, and 3, that you actually
Yeah.
got access to different materials. So
Nice.
he's tiered it. So you start off. I'm trying to find a mining rig now. So you start off with ice.
Shouldn't be hard. You have like 20 of them, don't you?
I have a couple. Shush.
I don't know how many he has. I think he's got like 8 or 9.
One, two, three,
More than
4,
me.
5,
I got
6,
3.
7. I've got 8. So
Okay.
not that many.
Okay.
So, for example, if you start with ice 1,
Yep.
you get ice and halite.
Okay.
Ice 2, you get ice, halite, and the clay. And then 3, you get ice, halite, the clay, and fluorite.
Oh, cool.
And he's done the same with regolith. I think it's sulfur, which is the other piece. Barite, barite and sulfur, barite, sulfur, beryl. So I quite like that. I quite like the fact that they are uniquely different, and you would want to skill them up to gain access to extra stuff. And it's because some of the old skills, I was looking at split water, and a lot of the time you're looking at it going, why would I do 3? My efficiency kind of plummets because I'd rather just do lots of 1. And there is reasons why you'd want to. You get more volume and all that sort of stuff. But when you compare 1 with no tools to 3 with lots of tools, it starts to get really quite expensive quite quickly. So I quite like that.
Yeah.
Slight change in start. It's quite nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. I can't remember why I was on that topic now.
Seed sowing. I do have one more piece. Oh, I froze. Hang on. Let me tap my camera here. So it can take a lot of seeds depending on your greenhouse. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I've got so many seeds to work with, right? I'm just going to start planting them or whatever, the process of doing the task for the seed sowing and then taking the reward and just keep rolling that into the task. And eventually I'll be able to fill my greenhouse and it'll be up and running pretty good. But right now I can only handle like 7 or 8 tasks of it. And I think I'm just going to keep putting it back into itself. And then all my tasks should be filled eventually.
So just a quick gotcha, just to watch out for.
Yeah.
There is a bug at the moment with seed sowing where when you claim it, you don't get all the seeds you're supposed to.
Oh.
So just keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
So certainly Vex in the Guild claimed a load today, and I have heard of other people doing it. You claim it, it says that you're supposed to have it, but you don't. So you look at your inventory and it's just not there. So the team is working on it really quickly to try and get it fixed. But yeah.
Is it does it show an activity log? Like it logs it in the activity thing?
I don't know.
Not sure. Okay. But the game tells you, and then it just doesn't pop up in your inventory, huh?
Yeah. So just be really, really careful with.
Keep track of what you should and shouldn't have, and then let the team know for sure. That way they can help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But certainly the one thing which I did notice with seed sowing is that fertilizer's expensive.
Yeah.
Really expensive. Yeah.
Partially my fault. I did buy a bunch.
Did you?
Well, I was trying to make a video, and I'm like, I need fertilizer, right? So I bought my seeds. I bought my fertilizer. I got my seed sowing kit. I got everything hooked up, right? I had all the mats. I go to start the video to record. And then I go to start the task, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not level 70." I was like,
"That's why you're leveling."
And you can't job it out, so that's why that video is not out yet. But I'm gonna produce it anyway. But anyway, yeah. So I'm almost level 70. I do plan on doing a bunch of seed sowing, but growing into it. So. I think
that's a good idea.
Yeah, you just got to start somewhere if you do have a desire to take part in the seed sowing process and do that. And same thing with AeroSpace. AeroSpace is also going to be a large undertaking from what I believe, and you might have to take bite-sized pieces, and get into it.
You're talking a lot of buildings, aren't you? I mean, I think
7?
we said 5 for cooking, 7 for AeroSpace, something of that order.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're going to need to level, you're going to need to buy.
Yeah.
Now, shards are really hard to get hold of. So when you look at thorium reactors, when you look at composters, they're not easy to come by, those shards. So we're waiting for the the shard kits for those. But until that comes, it's all going to be in packs. So it
Right.
doesn't mean there's going to be a big supply of common shards for anything. I mean, I only ever really get commons, but
I hear you.
yeah. So you're going to end up with waiting a long time to get your buildings leveled. So bite-sized chunks is definitely the way to go.
For sure. I see Cold here has said Cold lost 80 seeds that way. So, yeah, I'm sure you reach out to the team. If you haven't, definitely reach out to them. Let them know.
So
They
I
can
don't
see it
know
on the back end.
Yeah, there's within Discord now, they've done a game support thread so that you can see the support tickets which are coming in,
Okay.
and you can update the thread so there is sort of communal awareness of some of the stuff which has been picked up, and I'm fairly sure the seed one is in there.
Vex.
Oh,
Hey, welcome. Yeah. So what I plan to let's see here. Maybe I'll wait till a day or two till they fix it because I'm like not 70 yet, and I should be 70 tomorrow or this weekend
yeah.
on my skill. So yeah. So maybe I'll hang tight for like a day or two.
I
and
would.
See. Yeah.
Just take it a little bit
Yeah.
steady.
Because I'm not a big note taker, so I might just like. But then I'll realize I'm missing seeds too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with some clever way of
Yeah.
understanding and fixing it.
I think another thing too is like also I don't know, maybe consider what building you're trying to sow seeds from too, because like I'm trying it on a legendary, and I'm thinking maybe I should have done a smaller building at first, because it's gonna take a long time to fill them tasks. But I mean, I can grow into it, like I said. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need the legendary one. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of seeds that you have to. Yeah. Versus
But
like
it's only one kit for all of those task slots.
right.
So you do kind of save on that.
You do kind of save on that too. I guess there's multiple ways to look at it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're like wasting part of your legendary if you're not using it, like because you could be planting or I don't know harvesting something else. But I will see.
Yeah. So I mean, I think hopefully we'll start to see a little bit more this week. I was hoping that Mitch would have released a little bit more, but the seed sowing quantity increase was well needed.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's going to be averagely positive now, which is great news. They just need to fix a couple of the bugs, which I'm sure they'll do in a short time.
Oh yeah.
And then hopefully we can see some more development in cooking for people to really get behind. I see cooking as going to be massively popular. I think
so.
whenever I talk to people, it's all around. It seems to be me about aerospace, but majority of people are really interested in cooking, and I can get it. I understand why.
Makes sense. Overseas says you take big notes. I don't. I take no notes. You know what I take? I take screenshots. You should see my computer. It's full of screenshots. Let's see. So Cold or Vex said he only lost one task. His other 12 were fine. And then MH says upgrading papers are crazy stressful. Oh, I guess upgrade. Yeah, your research books or whatever.
Do you know what?
What do you call them?
I am with you on that one. I mean, I'm sure my rate isn't 70%. It's like -10. I have spent thousands on master books.
Oh, master books.
It's so disheartening.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 libraries at 8+, level 8+. So they're all doing chemistry 505,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get 2 tasks out every day when chemistry 505's up.
Right.
And I blow the lot. And you sit there and you go, right, I'm going to take them from apprentice up to journeyman. Great. I've got 21, 30 odd journeyman books. I then go to expert and I've got 8, 10, 12 books. And then go to master and I've got 0 master. It's just like, how's this fair? And you think, right,
it gets like milled.
3 days.
It's a wood chipper.
Do it all again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I get it.
At your level.
Like,
at journeyman, it's not too bad. I'm actually enjoying it. You know, I might lose like a book or 2 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, journeyman's not so bad. But it's a 60% rate and it's expensive. Really, really expensive. But so yeah, but it's part of the challenge. I mean, if it was simple, we wouldn't enjoy it.
That's true. We got a compliment. We got Eric saying we are the best, or these guys are the best.
He means you. Definitely means you.
I think he's
It's
talking
the
about the
paint.
people in chat. The people in chat are the
Oh,
best.
that's
Yep.
easy. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Kelly Perry says hi.
Hello,
Uh,
Kerry.
Hi, Kelly Perry. Overseas says, think they'll get space drugs? Question mark. I think they're already
Do you
here.
know what?
Mushrooms. We got mushrooms.
Yeah, we just make
Right
it
there.
magic.
Yeah. It's all in how you brew it, you know?
Do you know
Right?
what? So I was having another quick chat to Eric about this. I was saying it's no longer Million on Mars. This is becoming very much a millions in the universe kind of approach, because it's very spacefaring now with the launch of AeroSpace, and there's
Yeah.
nothing stopping the team looking into black market stuff. If we want to go
Mhm.
and have like the fence, and you could have a building which was like the back sort of back sort of alley dive where you can have all the criminal proceedings, and you could run pirate routes through to do shipments between planets. You could easily see how that could all appear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There could definitely be some
So,
things. Let's see here. This is probably one of the best comments. What if Martians can drink coffee as well? I would 100% sign that paperwork for that. So, yeah, if that ever comes to a vote, I was secretly hoping that the feed all button would include like a small amount of coffee, but I'm okay, obviously, because it doesn't make sense. But yeah,
it, for me, it's an interesting topic because you feed your martisan, you've got it once every hours, and the team have got
Mhm.
to be really careful to balance it that you don't make them overpowered,
Right,
because they are supposed to be a benefit as opposed to being mandatory for the game. Um,
right,
and that's stamina control. They have buffed it once since release,
hmm
so
and
and I
that was a
think it
good
was a
buff too.
necessary. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
a necessary buff, and I quite like what they did with that.
Yep.
Um, so adding potential extra sources.
Hmm.
Um, I have found myself a couple of times wondering, do you know what? I wish I could have a once in 24 hours super top up, because
Yeah.
I'm like one stamina short on my martisan, and I'm trying to do something. Because for me, the martisan skills are really powerful. Certainly when you get them to 100 plus. Now I know that's a lot of leveling,
And that's a lot of
but
leveling.
You're limited to two skills
Hmm.
on your own account. Having a martisan at 100 in a different skill opens up an awful lot more. You don't get signets with them,
Right.
but for example, electrical. I'm trying to take a Martisan to 100 electrical purely to power my thorium reactor to be able to do Power Cell 2 myself. Because
Hmm.
trying to get electrical 100 or 125 is really hard for the Power Core 2 and 3.
Hmm.
I can't do that without a Martisan
Right. Makes sense.
because I'm already fabrication and chemistry.
Hmm.
So from that point of view, it's really, really powerful. Um, and just having that ability to top it up once a hit once in a while
Yeah.
would be really, really useful.
I,
And I can see
yeah.
coffee being that.
Oh, even just like the regular. I don't know. Throw some coffee at them. Make them work harder. There you go.
Even if it was only like 2 dusk,
Yeah.
consume a coffee for 2 dusk, because it is just that emergency.
Hmm.
I'm just a little bit out.
You know what I was thinking? Like whether or not they do it that way or not. I'm like, man, let me throw some of it in the composter. You know what I mean? For like some benefit.
Well, you've got the coffee grounds, haven't you?
Well, yeah, but let me throw some cups in there too. Like I'll. I mean, okay. This is real life.
Bucks is open for
This is
farming purposes.
this is real life. My lady leaves coffee cups half filled all over the place. You know what I mean? That should go in the composter. Like, I mean, the worms would work faster. You know?
You want caffeine
Yeah.
worms.
Why not? I mean, yeah, the grounds help,
Well,
I'm sure, but yeah,
yeah.
there's nothing like that cold press or like the brewing machine. Let's see here.
Worm riddled coffee.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Someone's asking, do you need master books? This is Amon. If I'm probably saying this wrong, yeah, Amon.
Amen.
Amon.
Yeah. Do you need master? Only when you're leveling your skills pretty much beyond 100.
Mm.
I think you might need 1 or 2 just before 100, like 98, 99, somewhere around there. But generally, it's 100 plus. So if you're in the early phases of the game, no, you don't need them.
Okay, cool. Eric's saying something about in the back alleys of Dustworks Landing. I'm not
We
sure
were
what he's
talking about
referencing.
No, that was us talking about our pirate route through aerospace
Oh,
to do drug
that's
runs
right.
or smuggling into Mars. Yeah, I mean, I just think that with the world which has been built,
Mm-hmm.
you really are open to spinning any story you like, and it's really easy to come up with a nefarious profession which you could add to the skill tree.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that kind of mechanic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm liking it. When you impressed me with like how far like the settlement has grown and then like what they've done to make it easier to find buildings.
Yep.
And I just kind of
That,
look back like everything, like the whole game has just developed so great. Like when you step back and like, wow, it's all kind of
I,
coming
I,
together.
I tell you what, next time you speak to Cheese, Grilled Cheese Sandy,
Yeah.
um, ask him to repost the image which he's got of Million on Mars from last year, because we've been open a year
Really?
now. Well, we're pretty much open a year. I think, well, next week will be the anniversary, I assume,
Really?
because next week's the, yeah, well, it must be.
Can we get a
I mean, Eric,
confirmation on that? It's
Eric,
next
Eric will
week?
probably confirm it for us.
1 year?
Because the Founders Token, I'm fairly sure the last drop for the Founders Token is next week, and
Hmm.
that was supposed to be a 12-month cycle. So it will be here or around here somewhere.
Wow.
But if you get Grilled Cheese to share the picture
Okay.
of Million on Mars
I'll talk to him.
last year and compare it to now,
Uh
you almost won't recognize the game.
huh.
It is just so much better.
Was it just like ones and zeros on the screen? You have to like know the matrix code
They were
yourself.
coloured. They were coloured, but you see the numbers trickling down the screen.
Right. That's
But
great.
yeah, it's testament to the team of how far it has come.
Mm-hmm.
But it does allow. Now we're talking about aerospace. You can open it up to anything.
Mm.
So yeah, please.
He's
November
saying,
the 27th
yep.
is launch day. There you go.
Wow.
So that's
That is
next week.
That is. What
Kinda.
is that? Well, 9 days.
Saturday.
Yep. It's coming up. Well, yeah, 9 days. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I think we've touched on pretty much everything we had on the docket. Anything in particular you want to mention or talk about real quick? How long have we been doing this? I don't even know.
47 minutes.
Okay.
So, what would I think, again, I know I've said this many times, again, excitement for next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, this week was big with Glitter launch.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see some solidification of Glitter next week. I think we're going to see, hopefully, Mitch gives a bit more on cooking.
Yeah.
Aerospace, I know when I last spoke to Eric that he was saying that a lot of the aerospace stuff is ready.
Mm-hmm.
They have heard us when we've talked about, do you know what, we don't want so many tweaks after a launch. We want them a little bit more polished. So aerospace is coming. They are polishing it. They're helping to iron out some of those initial bugs, because certainly it's been a rapid ascent this year, and it's required getting out lots of development really quickly.
Yeah.
Which means a lot of the Q&A has been done by.
Yeah.
Hang on. Mitch has posted. No, sorry, Mitch. Eric has posted us something.
Oh yeah.
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 Let me see if I can find it.
I can't look at any of my whispers or anything right now because the way I have my stream set up. So
Yeah, no, it's right.
feel free to everyone just send Felix a message like feet pics, whatever. Just go
Don't
ahead.
do that.
Yeah.
Right. let me share my screen.
I like messing with you. I had a lot of sugar before stream, so that's kind of why I'm a little goofy today. I had to. It's a long week. What is this? Are you supposed to be showing me this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This apparently is Million on Mars, the first edition.
No.
That's
Really?
where we've come from.
What? This looks like a
Check that out. I mean,
a mining algorithm or something, you know? That's what do you got?
Yeah.
Wow.
Impressive.
It has come a long way.
So this was 2017, Eric was saying.
2017. Oh, when it was a concept or whatever, right? Or like
Well, I mean,
early.
it's been in development a long time.
Early
It's
okay.
only been released to us for a year.
I almost forget about that part. Yeah, you're right. Wow. So this is way back. I want to see a
Yeah,
20
way
a last year pick. of like the map and like the plots and stuff.
Yeah. So
That is insane.
yeah. So
That is insane though. Let me get this off. There we go. Well, that
yeah.
was cool.
So yeah. So I think we'll see a lot more happening next week. I say this every week because a lot does
Mm-hmm.
happen every week.
So
But
it's
yeah.
written in Python.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. Don't do code. I'm a networks guy, so
I hear
yeah.
ya.
If it's not IP, I'm kind of lost.
It's tough.
So,
I used to do some coding back in the day, but I didn't touch it for like 10 years and just lost it all. Yeah. It was all for bots and stuff that I used to do back. Lineage 2 days.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it was like 20 years ago, actually, now that I think about it.
You're not that old, Santi. Sure.
I am. Hey, I played Lineage 2, Shadowbane, PlanetSide 1, Doom, all of them. Yeah,
Doom.
I've done it all. I've been here. Caterpillar.
I was talking to a colleague of mine. Half-Life, the original Half-Life, was the first game which made me jump out of my chair.
That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Awesome game. Half-Life 2, oh, that was revolutionary too. And they just haven't done much.
We digress.
Okay, we are digressing a bit much.
So, yeah, apart from that, I've been. Do you want to talk about what I did, which I probably shouldn't have done today, but I did anyway?
That's fair, because if you stuck around this long, you deserve to hear some secret, cool stuff. Go ahead and tell them.
So, everybody knows that I'm quite into Midnight Mars. So I decided, right, dust price is going up. I'm going to have some more. So I just bought myself 18k more dusk.
Yeah, that a boy.
Yeah. So, and it is. I mean, the market is turning around nicely. We're seeing a nice little trend going away from it. Obviously, we've got the doom and gloom of FTX and everything going down the pan, but dusk is going up. So I've put some stuff in there, and yeah, I thought, you know what, and it's kind of a catch-all for me because I want some dusk available for AeroSpace, and I want it. I don't necessarily want it sat in wax.
Makes it
so I might as well.
understandable.
I'd rather have it in dusk than somewhere else.
In dusk we trust, like the shirt says.
Well, yeah, and I'm just not convinced with wax. I feel safer in dusk, and it's just personal preference, not.
No, I get it, especially with what's going on right now. I get it. No, you don't have to apologize to me.
Last person to listen to about financial advice.
Yeah,
I just keep buying stuff.
Well, it's just a preference on token, like whatever, you know. If
as long as cheese keeps pumping my chemistry stuff, I'm quite happy.
Speaking of pumping, I have this one thing. You created a channel.
I did.
So I'm gonna put the link in the description. If I can find it. Let's see. So yeah, Felix created a channel. He's got some tips and tricks on there. He's working on a video this weekend.
So what I'm trying to do, I've done the first 2. I've got 11 more in the series for the new player's guide.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to help new players with each of the game mechanics. So I've got the first bit, which is just setting the scene. It's not the best video. I do need to re-record it. And I've had lots of nice input to say I should do some stuff. And I will take that on board because it is actually very valid.
Yeah. I put the link in the chat. Just so you know.
The DigiPedro one is slightly better. And it goes through DigiPedro in quite some detail. But the next 11 within the new player's guide is all talking about the various systems and how they use, what to look at. Once I've finished with that, which is going to take me a little bit of time, the next set which I want to do is talking about professions. So I want to have a whole load about what the profession is, how you XP level it, what buildings you need, what it twins well with, and what sort of mentality of a player do I think that it represents from the point of view of, if you like growing stuff, obviously life science is the best one. If you like digging stuff out of the ground, but then you can sort of pair them up a bit. And of course, it will always develop. They're all going to be versioned, and because it's all constantly changing, and that's part of the challenge of this.
That is cool.
So those are the 2 series I've got at the moment. If anybody's got any other ideas or thoughts that they want, please just let me know. But yeah, there's certainly one which I want to have a chat to Eric about at some point. And I know it's difficult. Is I've had a lot of requests for. I'm a new player in the game. I've got nothing. How a video diary of a new player would be really useful. So
Yeah.
I need to have a chat to Eric about it, because you've got the multi-account thing, you've got a creator. Well, hang on, if I'm doing it, surely somebody else should be able to do it. So there's a whole load of issues around that. So I'm not sure if we can do that, but that is
Right.
certainly something which has been requested.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Um, no, it's great. Yeah, for sure. Give him a like and a follow and things like that. And then same thing for like these videos. Like the more they get liked, subbed, shared, or whatever, wherever you can, the better the videos do, the more people that see it, and helps us grow in
Yeah.
this time. So we appreciate it.
So certainly one of the things which everybody wants to do is they want to see new players. Now, Million of Mars is not the simplest game just to pick up and play.
Right.
You've got to think about it. There's lots to do, and
Yeah.
there's not actually that much content out there which is relevant now
Mhm.
that helps a new player go through that journey. So it's
Right.
just my contribution to try and help onboard a few extra people. If I can get one new person
No,
to
it's
play, I've
great.
done my job.
Yeah, and despite like what we think, there's definitely new people coming in. Do see some new questions come up in like Discords and things like that, and I know there's a couple questions that are in the chat. I guess Hayu says, can Felix settlement be joined?
Yes, I'm working on some extra bits and pieces around that. I need to talk to the settlement owners.
Yeah.
So just give me 2 or 3 days or a week. But yeah, there's some bits which I want to have a look at.
Yeah. If you want to reach out, you can reach out. You can find Felix in the Mom Discord, my Discord, or Overseas Madman Discord. I think that's the best way to reach you outside of the comment section here.
I've changed my profile picture so you can recognize me from YouTube, so that it all matches. Same sort of handles. So yeah, please feel free to reach out. And even if you don't want to join the settlement, that's not my drive here. If you just want to help and support, and what do you do, please just ping me. I'll drop into voice chat in Mom Discord, and I can tell you what I think. It's not saying it's necessarily right, but just yeah. And to be honest, all of the community is really strong, so anyone is likely just to be able to help you as well. So please ask your questions, and they are a super good community. So yeah, please just reach out to them. Don't suffer in silence, as they say.
That's right. Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that covers about everything. Hey, it's great seeing you guys this week. We'll be back next week, and look for some of those videos from Felix this weekend. I'm putting the pressure on you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No problem. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.
See you next weekend.
Yep. See ya.